Thank you, Paula, and thank you, Worldbeat Band. So good morning, Jubilee. Welcome, 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 welcome to all of you who are here in this space together around this circle, and thank you, welcome to all who are out there watching, whether you're watching now live or you're watching later. We hope that you feel as welcome as those of you in this circle feel welcome today. So I'm Laura Collins. I'm your Sunday morning leader, and I am so glad to be sharing with you the first week of the Via Negativa. Yeah, so we're moving over here. If you look at the our beautiful depictions of the Vias, we're moving into fall, and Michelle has picked a beautiful picture for that as well. Did it feel darker to you this week? Yeah. I suddenly noticed how dark it is when I'm waking up and taking my dog out for the first time. Or that I need to start my after-dinner walks a little earlier now. We're also in the time of watching hawk migration, along with other birds that are heading south. I always feel a little sad to see my summer birds go off my back deck, but they know what they're doing. Just as the trees know how to release the energy that they've been sending into their leaves, and they use a different kind of energy at this time of year. Birds let go of their summer homes to find a new kind of sustenance, and trees let go of their leaves to generate life at new levels. They all know when to let go. People, maybe we have a little more trouble with that. The Via Negativa, also known as the Path of Release, arrives this year right as jubilants are learning how to let go at deep levels. Are we going to leave this space on Wall Street, this nest, this home that we've had for 20, however many years now? When, if, how? A lot of letting go of knowing, letting go of planning. But hopefully, like the birds, like the trees, we'll be finding that inner knowing, that inner compass that says time to let go, time to generate life at different levels, in new ways, in new places. But releasing is a challenge, isn't it? Letting go is hard. It can be full of sadness and darkness. And it can be a relief, right? One way or the other, life keeps inviting us over and over to let go and then to let go some more. So we're going to sing in the divine together as we explore this path of releasing. And we've got new music for the new quarter. So the first song and the peace song we're going to do through a couple of times today, and you'll get some direction from Paula about when to start over so that we can really learn it. So join in and learn these new pieces of music together. Stand and sing.
Here we go, right? Swing while the doors lock, time is right. Swing while the doors to let in the light. Bring in the dawn for humankind. Swing while the doors of this heart of mine. Swing while the doors that time is right. Swing while the doors to let in the light. Bring in the dawn for humankind. Swing wide the doors of this heart of mine. I'm not holding it anymore. I'm gonna shout it out. I understand now what I'm here for and what this life is about. It's about love, it's about laughter, it's about comfort and smiles. It's about love, it's about kindness, it's about hearts open wide. It's about love, it's about passion, it's about taking a chance.
Good morning, Jubilee. Thank you again, Ryan Crabtree and the Worldbeat Band and Paula. Just for a moment, can everybody, just for a moment, take a deep breath. And before you do it, in your mind, think about maybe this week or this morning, something that might have created some anxiety for you. Maybe something in the past or something present or something in the future. And can we could just collectively take a breath, take that and tender it with our hearts and our minds and our spirit, and offer it up in a good way. And sometimes swinging that door wide open to get to the other side can be a little bit anxious because maybe we don't know what's on the other side. And that's part of the great mystery. That's part of why we show up here every day or every morning or wherever you show up and when you show up here every week. It's part of coming together and bringing that breath and creating the next breath and offering, like Laura was saying earlier, about giving back to the environment, to the trees, to the earth as they breathe out and we receive what they offer us. So let's remember in those anxious times that there are plenty of those out there, the ancestors, that have lived through these moments and that can help guide us. So if you will, please face with me to the east. Oh, spirits of the east, we thank you for the rising sun and the warmth that it brings. We thank you for this new season of where the night gets longer and the days get shorter. We thank you for the light that you share with us to take with us in our heart and our souls and our spirits as we prepare for not only the harvest but also the hibernation and the winter that's about to come. Help us to breathe in these moments, to find the calmness and the peace, to call upon the wisdom of all the ancestors of before so that we might walk through these times in a good way. Thank you, ancestors of the east. I hope. Face to the south, please. Oh, ancestors of the south, we're in such gratitude for your presence and everything that we see, the greenery, the changing of the colors, the coming of fall. We can see all the life that you have helped to share with us, with the cloud people and the thunder beings and the rain people. We thank you. We thank you for giving us relief in these moments where we might need to take a deep breath of fresh air. We honor you for coming and cleansing this earth, for cleansing our souls and our spirits with the tears of our heart and our soul. Thank you, Water Nation, for all that you do to cleanse us, to help us to find calmness in a good way, I hope. Face to the west, please. Oh, ancestors of the west, for all of those that have gone before, we honor you. Share with us the breath that you know as calmness as the other side of life on the other veil. The great mystery. Help us to breathe in that same breath in these times in this earth. We look to you, ancestors, for your guidance and your love, your compassion. We thank you for all that you have given so that we might know this day as one tribe of this earth. Know that we honor you and we love you, that you're still very much alive inside our hearts. In a good way, I hope. Face to the north, please. Oh, ancestors of the north, to all the beings of the wind nation, we thank you. We thank you for the breath of life that you share with us. We thank you for carrying the voices and the echoes of the past so that we might know the prayers and the tears and the joy and the songs of all of those that have come before us. Thank you for nurturing the earth with your breath. Thank you for the beauty that we see before us. Thank you for each and every breath that we share in a good way. I hope. Face to center, please. Oh, ancestors of the universe, sometimes silence is all that we can offer with the greatness of what we feel inside our hearts. Thank you. Thank you. Thank
right, everyone, we got a song for you. Help, I need somebody help, not just anybody help. You know I need someone help. When I was younger, so much younger than today. Sorry, I never needed any help in any way. But nowadays words are gone, I'm not so self-assured. Now I'm trying to change my mind, open up the doors. Help me if you can, I'm feeling down. And I do appreciate your being around. Help me get my feet back on the ground. Won't you please, please help me? Now my life is changing in so many ways. My independence seems to vanish in the haze. But every now and then I feel so insecure. I know that I just need your life than I've done before. Help me if you can, I'm feeling down. And I do appreciate your being around. Help me get my feet back on the ground. Won't you please, please help me, help me, help me.
Apparently, I need a little help. But I'm not afraid to ask. Okay, so this is Jubilee in action. This is where we find out what all is going on in the community and how you can plug in and participate. And oh my gosh, I am so thrilled to see how many people we have here today. It's amazing. Well, as our old friend Ina Warren used to say, it's great to be alive in the Blue Ridge Mountains. Yes, ma'am. So I want to let you know that the new seats for celebration are up on the website for the Via Negativa. If you have a gift to share around one of the themes of the Sunday, please get in touch with Laura. She's organizing that now, and we would love to see what you have to share. Please consider giving extra donations during our matching funds drive. This is now through October 16th. We have some generous jubilants that have agreed to match any extra donation that you give, something that's outside of your regular pledge. So please just write matching on your check or the envelope of cash, or choose matching funds for the online donations. I want to thank all the amazing jubilants who are creating BYOT fundraising projects. We had a fabulous concert on Friday with Delia Lytle Bailey and Aaron Price and Miriam Allen. We have so much talent. Oh, yeah, well, I got up there for a little bit. But it was a lot of fun, and we raised some good money, and we really appreciate it. We've got another, where are you? There you are. We have Mary O'Connor here to tell you about what's going on this Friday.
Thank you, everybody. This Friday night is going to be a Jubilee Talent Showcase featuring a bunch of really exquisite talent that we have here, including Susie and John David, Vineet Allen doing theater. I'll be doing comedy. We have John Stringer, fabulous John Stringer, who'll be wrapping up the show. Wendy Wheat, raise your hand. Storyteller extraordinaire. You just will never laugh harder in your life than listening to Wendy. 7 o'clock Friday night here at Jubilee. $20. Come, or you'll be really sorry. Thank you.
So tomorrow evening, David Sharp is going to be leading a story swap here at 7 o'clock. Whether you come to just listen or come to share stories, it will be a memorable evening for sure. A $5 suggested donation benefits Jubilee. Lots of dates to save next month, October 2nd and 9th. Chaz, are you going to talk about that? Come on up.
Well, we won't be able to meet the 9th, but the 2nd, which is next week, is a special event. Chaz with the Earth Team, I ask you, when did you last let the forest awaken your sense of wonder? Join the Earth Team on an afternoon journey of reflection and communion at the Botanical Gardens. It's going to be next Sunday from 12:30 until 2:30. We'll have some treats for you, so RSVP is necessary. Get a handout notice as you leave today if you're interested in this, and sign up with us. The Earth Team looks forward to sharing and getting to know you.
So we're going to start after the celebration each Sunday. We're going to start doing a little mix and munch thing in the hospitality room like we've been doing for the past few weeks. So if you remember, bring some munchies to share. We'll have coffee, tea, maybe some soft drinks. So please do plan to stay after the celebration today. Couple more announcements. October 16th, the Native American Storytelling Festival with David Sharp, Yona FrenchHawk, and Papa Joe is going to be happening. So please check the website for more information on that. And our own Laura Collins is going to be leading a Quiet Days mini retreat on October 19th. Do you want to say anything more about that? Okay. I think that's everything I have on my list, but I do want to invite Augustine to come up. We have kind of a bittersweet little announcement to make regarding Augustine's participation here in Jubilee. Come on up.
Hola, buenos días, ¿cómo están? Pura vida? Bueno. My name is Agustin, and I have been a part of this community for almost a year now, maybe it's a little bit over. And I had the pleasure of joining you all after Daniel asked me to come and sub on the drums one day, and I haven't left since. And it has been really a great time, so I want to come over here and let you know what's going on in my life. And first of all, start out with a thank you, because I'm asking for a hiatus, paternity leave, if you will. Yeah, thank you. So I have a little girl that's going to be born on December 28th, according to the doctor, since doctors know exactly when they're going to be born. I'm shooting for Christmas, maybe. You never know. But anyway, my wife is pregnant. I also have a 2-year-old son and a 10-year-old stepson that's amazing. So as a father, new father too, I just feel like my hands are full, and I really need to be present. And the only thing that's going to help that is for my body to be there. As you know, I'm a professional musician, so the weekends are full. I'm a professional sound engineer, and I'm the music teacher at the Odyssey School. So there's a lot on my plate. So I hate to ask for this, but I'm going to step away from the drums, and I wanted to say thank you so much for giving me an opportunity to give to you, because that's my priority. When I come here, I give 110% to them, because then they're able to give to you, and then you have the blessing of music. And I, as a teacher, I'm on a mission, and that mission is that drums heal. So I wanted to share a couple of amazing things that have happened since I've been here. There have been some people that have been influenced, young people that have been influenced by the music so much that they're taking lessons full-time now. And that's amazing, because I haven't said anything, we haven't said anything, but the influence has been passed on. Another thing is that we had a community member here in this group that reached out to me and said, hey, I have these instruments, what do we do with them? Well, I happen to be a teaching artist for LEAF, and I do after-school programs to places that need them, where this whole equity thing really plays into action. So I was able to take these instruments and donate them to the Christine Avery School right down the street. So now these kids have instruments to play. So yeah, give yourselves a hand of applause. So don't clap for me, right? But just clap for the fact that music and the goodness of this, it has influenced people, and then your community has already given out. So thank you for that. And the last thing that I will say, because I do have some needs, and I'm not going to be afraid to ask, is that as we move here forward as a family, we have everything that we need for our little girl. But we need help with babysitting money or somebody that's reliable, and also probably a food train around that time because it's going to be winter and kind of tough. So thank you again. Maybe I'll put something on the website for our family, but mostly thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Paula. Thank you, everybody here, Ian and Billy. Bye, y'all. See you soon.
Thank you, Christine, so much. We'll miss you so much.
So, you may not have been around long enough to see this happen very often, but we have a tradition here in Jubilee. So I invite everyone to get your hands ready to offer a blessing. And to repeat after me. Augustine, we bless you.
Augustine, we bless you.
We thank you for your service.
We thank you for your service.
We thank you for the healing power of drums.
We thank you for the healing power of drums.
We thank you for the healing music that you have been part of in this community.
We thank you for the healing music you have been part of in this community.
We send you with love.
We send you with love.
We send you with gratitude.
We send you with gratitude.
Augustine, we bless you.
Augustine, we bless you.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And we bless the baby one.
Okay, one more very important announcement. We have 4 candidates to fill positions with our board that we need to affirm and vote for. Wiley's going to tell you a little bit about the process.
Good morning. I'm Wiley Garrett. First time I was here was almost 25 years ago. My wife and I have been here regularly for the last 9 years. This is the center of our spiritual life, and we love you all. Enough that this is the first time I've ever gotten up and spoken in front of Jubilee in 25 years. I swore I'd never be on the board, but I am. I swore I'd never take an office, and I did. I'm one of the co-leaders. And the other 2 co-leaders are Tim Moran and Michael Smith. Today, we've got 4 candidates for the board, and I want to first of all thank Phil Guida, who is moving off. He's moving to another state. He has assured us that he's going to be continuing to watch Jubilee and participate through the marvels of science and technology. And also Michelle Smith, we want to thank her. Are they here today? And she's going to be moving off on a transition committee. So our new folks today, I just want to ask them to stand just quickly. Jeff, could you just stand up a minute so you can see what he looks like? He looks like how handsome. And Gretchen, where are you? I think you're here today. And Diane, if you'll stand up. And Diane, if you'll stand up. And also Paul, Susie, if you'll stand up. Thank you for your willingness to serve, and we want the community's consent, and so we have a very simple process, and you'll find a box and a table with instructions. I'm told the instructions are too complicated, so here's the basics. If you approve, you put in a green card. If you don't, put in a red card. Is that simple enough? Thank you, and thank you for being here, for your participation and your support of your board and of all the other folks and teams who are really leading and doing their very best to lead us into the future. Thank you.
And that is Jubilee in action. Thanks, y'all.
All right, well, I'm going to announce the next gift. But before I do that, I just want to remind you that every service we have the opportunity for 2 gifts. And we didn't have one this week, so the band put a song together. However, we would love it if you all would get in touch with Laura after reading the Seeds of Celebration that are always available on the website to get the theme of each week and come with a poem, come come with a dance, come with a song, come with, anything. So just a reminder to do that. Meanwhile, we thought we'd bring back a Jubilee favorite called 2 a.m. by Anna Nalick. And I know that many of us have heard the song many times, but I don't think we've actually heard the whole song. So today we're going to do all the verses. And I think less of a performance. I think the band is more feeling this as an experience for all of you. So if you care to get up and move in the corners, if you just want to move your bodies a little, or if you just want to sit and close your eyes and meditate, take the song in any way that feels best to you. She calls me 'cause I'm still awake. Can you help me unravel my latest mistake? I don't love him. Winter just wasn't my season. Yeah, we walk through the doors so accusing, their eyes like they have any right at all to criticize. Hypocrites, you're all here for the very same reason. 'Cause you can't jump the track, we're like cars on the cable. Life's like an hourglass glued to the table. No one can find the rewind button, girl, so cradle your head in your hands and breathe, just breathe. Oh, breathe, just breathe. May he turn 21 on the base at Fort Bliss just today. He sat down to the flask in his fist. Ain't been sober since maybe October of last year. Here in town you can tell he's been down for a while. But my God, it's so beautiful when the boy smiles. Wanna hold him, maybe I'll just sing about it. 'Cause you can't jump the track, we're like cars on the cable. And life's like an hourglass glued to the table. No one can find the rewind button, boys, to cradle your head in your hand and breathe, just breathe. So breathe, just breathe. There's a light at each end of this tunnel you shout, 'cause you're just as far in as you'll ever be out. And these mistakes you made, make them again if you only try turning around. 2 a.m. and I'm still awake writing a song. If I get it all down on paper, it's no longer inside of me, threatening the life it belongs to.
understand. You can sing with me here. So breathe, just thank you, everybody. Jubilee, love you so much.
As we get ready to sing and ring our bowls, Joanne and I were talking just before the celebration, and she wants to share a few words that I thought would be a great lead-in to this reframing of anxiety.
Good morning. I was scrolling down Facebook one day, and miraculously, I came across something that actually was a bit of a pearl of wisdom. And it was a woman talking about how to deal with anxiety. And what she said was, when we get into obsessive thoughts, we come up with these phrases oftentimes. What if this happens? Negative. What if this negative thing happens? Because when you're in anxiety, that's usually what comes out. So she says, to stop that cycle, you have to replace those words with other words. And she said, there's 6 words that I use, and I'm sharing them with you today. And I have to use my fingers. I was an old kindergarten teacher, so I'm kinesthetic. And the words are, what if it all works out? You can try it. What if it all works out? And to have awareness in saying that, to let go of attachment of what that working out means, because our brain does not know the possibilities that lay out there as far as outcomes. So perhaps today in our meditation, we can meditate a little bit on that and replace those words with some other words we've had in the past that cause us anxiety. Thank you.
So I invite you, if you have a bowl or a bell, to ring and sing it. There's some on the table if you don't have one of your own. And we move into this time of singing and ringing our bells as a way of bringing ourselves, our breath, our bodies into alignment with that way of reframing. What if it all works out? What if we could get in alignment with that kind of vibration in our hearts and our souls? I don't know about the rest of you, but I've been extremely moved this week by the bravery of the women in Iran.
Yes.
It's hard for me to imagine the anxiety they must feel stepping into the streets, cutting off their hair, choosing to burn their hijab in public, where they could be killed for doing that. There's a way in which we can take our anxiety and turn it into something else, into energy for courage, into energy for change. So I invite us now into a time of silent prayer, silent except for the ringing of the bowls, where you bring whatever is anxious in your life, in your world, in our globe, imagine reframing it in your own heart and mind and in how we show up. I remind you that we have the Western Wall, where Yona is holding space and will pray with you. You can light a candle. You can put a note on our prayer wall. Holy, holy, holy. We invite all that is holy into this space, into this community, into our minds, into our anxiety. May every prayer be lifted. May every prayer be heard. And so it is. We have a new song for our peace time. So we're going to sing it through a couple of times before we get up and hug everybody so that you can learn it and really get into it. And then once you get really into it, you can just go around and love it on everybody.
I let go, sorry. I let my spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more Put your hands together, come on. Feel it. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm holding you, God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only for God. Yes, I'm only for God. Come on. Yes, I'm only for God.
Okay. Woo. All right, you've got a few weeks now to sing that and learn it really well. So we'll be dancing in the aisles before long. Good kind of work today. Good job. Listen now for these ancient words. From Rainier Marie Rilke's Book of Hours. I am, you anxious one. Don't you sense me, ready to break into being at your touch? My murmurings surround you like shadowy wings. Can't you see me standing before you, cloaked in stillness? Hasn't my longing ripened in you from the beginning as fruit ripens on the tree? I am the dream you are dreaming. When you want to waken, I am the wanting. I grow strong in the beauty you behold. And with the silence of the stars, I enfold your cities made of time. And the Jesus story from Luke 12. And Jesus said to his disciples, therefore I tell you, do not be anxious about your life, what you will eat, nor about your body, what you will put on. For life is more than food, and the body more than clothing. Consider the ravens. They neither sow nor reap. They have neither storehouse nor barn, and yet God feeds them. And which of you, by being anxious, can add a single hour to your span of life? If then you are not able to do as small a thing as that, why are you anxious about all the rest? Consider the lilies, how they grow. They neither toil nor spin, yet I tell you, even Solomon in all his glory was not arrayed like one of these. But if God so clothes the grass, which is alive in the field today and tomorrow is thrown in the oven, how much more will God clothe you, oh, you of little faith? This is ancient wisdom and holy word.
Thanks be to all that is wise and holy.
All creation is wisdom and holy word.
All creation sings the wisdom of God.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Need a little water here. It's hard to drink with this thing in front of your mouth. I am, you anxious one. Don't you sense me? Ready to break into being at your touch? I am, you anxious one. Did you see the news this week that a panel of medical experts has recommended for the first time that doctors screen all adult patients under 65 for anxiety? My first question is, why stop at 65? From August 2020 to February 2021, the percentage of adults with recent symptoms of anxiety increased to 41.5% from 36.4%. 4%. So in other words, the pandemic caused increases in anxiety, but even before the pandemic, 1/3 of American adults experienced anxiety recently. I heard an interview with Lady Gaga by Oprah Winfrey not that long ago. Now, Lady Gaga has been very open about her own mental health challenges and has made reducing the stigma of mental health a real focus for her life. She has a foundation for it. And she talked about how medication helped her, along with therapy and meditation and exercise and good food and good friends, you know, the whole gamut. But she commented in the interview that she doesn't take Xanax, which is the most popular form of anti-anxiety medicine. Oprah then confessed that she does take Xanax, but she referred to it as her dog's medication. Because before Oprah tried it, she gave it to her dog, and she saw how much it helped the dog, and she decided she would try it for herself. But she couldn't quite bring herself to say that she takes Xanax, so she said sometimes she just uses the dog's pills. Anxiety, ongoing or occasional, affects most of us at some point. It's part of being human. In the mythology about the beginning of humanity from Hebrew scriptures, we can't even get through the 2nd chapter of Genesis before the 2 new humans are hiding out because they're afraid of what's going to happen if God sees them naked. Naked bodies, causing anxiety from the beginning of time. So the point of that creation story is that anxiety is not how we were meant to live. We were created to live in this Edenic paradise, in perfect harmony with the plant and animal worlds, easily connected to the Creator, naked and free. But something happened, and all the relationships began to go awry between humanity and the Creator, between humanity and the rest of creation, between humans. And that something is what Orthodox Christianity calls the fall. What I just call life. Like all good mythology, the point of the Genesis story, which is, by the way, the 2nd Hebrew creation story, because the beautiful poetry of Genesis 1 is a whole different creation story, is to explain how something we experience came to be. So the 2nd creation story might be called How Anxiety Came to Be. Right there in the beginning. I am, you anxious one. Don't you sense me, ready to break into being at your touch? In the summer of 2001, I began work as a pastor of a progressive, multiracial, multi-ethnic, gay-affirming activist church in suburban DC. It seemed like my dream job at the time. And I had been there about 1 month when 9/11 hit. 9/11 changed America for sure, but it really changed Washington, D.C. Our church, just 2 blocks from the D.C. border, became a gathering place all that week and in the months to follow. One of my members worked at the Pentagon, and had he not been out of his office that morning for a meeting, he would have been in the section of the building hit by the plane. One of the children at our church child care center had a sister on a plane that hit the Pentagon. She was part of a group of students traveling with their teacher that day. All killed. A month later, all of our mail stopped in D.C. after 2 local postal workers died from the anthrax attacks. And exactly 1 year after that, with the nation at war and anxiety still high, our neighborhood became the target of the D.C. snipers. For a month, we were all terrified to stop for gas or to carry our groceries to the car because 10 of our neighbors had been killed doing just those mundane things. My son's preschool had a gorgeous outdoor play area. The kids didn't go outside all month. And as the local pastor, I became the counselor for all that anxiety. I had my own anxiety about each of these issues and was simply not prepared for the secondary trauma of carrying a whole community's fear. I am, you anxious one. When I think back to that anxious time, and then I think of these last few years, here's what strikes me. 3,000 Americans died on 9/11. From January 8th to February 14th of 2021, 3,000 Americans died from COVID every day. 6 straight weeks of 9/11s. And if you add up the thousands and 2000s on the months of either side of that, we know we've made it to over 1 million now. And after the 500,000 mark, most of us stopped counting. More than 500 people have died in mass shootings in the United States so far this year. Between 1982 and 2011, a mass shooting occurred roughly once every 200 days. Okay, so less than twice a year, up until 2011. By mid-May 2021, there were 10 mass shootings per week on average, and we're up to 11 mass shootings per week so far this year. Okay, breathe. So I point this out not to further depress you, but to note that even if you are not consciously thinking about any of these statistics, you are walking around in a world where they are true. Our children and our grandchildren are growing up in this reality. We are breathing in the anxiety of the world every single day. We walk around in its energy. We absorb it when we walk out the door in the morning or open our phones to look at the headlines. And into this, Jesus says, and which of you by being anxious can add a single hour to your span of life? And if you are not able to do so small a thing as that, why are you anxious about the rest? To which we might want to respond, easy for you to say, Jesus. But was it? I mean, think about it. He lived in an occupied land where most people were peasant farmers or fishers. Infant mortality was high, probably maternal mortality too, though we don't really have the science around that. At any rate, he wasn't talking to people who had it easier than we do. So what do we do with all this anxiety? And how might we receive this message from the teacher Jesus? Well, first, let me join with Lady Gaga in saying that part of the answer may be take your meds. I don't know if you saw the Glennon Doyle words in this week's e-news, but Jesus loves me, this I know, for he gives me Lexapro. When I began experiencing anxiety in my 30s, I didn't have a name for it. But I tried an all of the above kind of approach. I radically changed my diet. I took up yoga and swimming. I spent a year intensively studying contemplative prayer. I went to psychologists and psychiatrists and acupuncturists and every form of energy healer that you can imagine. And I was willing to try pretty much anything that might make me feel better. And I'm grateful to every one of those modalities. And I still abide by most of them. But the truth is, it wasn't until I was properly medicated, which took trial and error of about 10 years, that the others could really do their thing. So just as you would if you had type 1 diabetes, I'd hope you'd take your insulin. I hope that you will take appropriate medication if your brain chemistry needs some modulation. That said, there is an aspect to anxiety that is at its heart spiritual. It is asking, I believe, a fundamental question. Is the universe a friendly place or not? Can I trust this world? Can I trust the source beneath this world? The second most frequent prayer I pray, right behind thank you, is some form of the prayer, I surrender. And maybe because I tend to be very stubborn and very opinionated and very eager to get people to do things the way I believe they should be done, I often pray this with a degree of desperation. I surrender this relationship. I surrender knowing how I'm going to make ends meet. I surrender this aging body. I surrender my understanding of this situation. I surrender the future of democracy. Now, I surrender is not I give up. It is not avoiding my responsibility in the situation. It is not ignoring the hurt of the world or of my partner or of my own tender heart. I surrender is not I give up, but I hand over. Or in the words of Anne Lamott, I take my sticky hands off the wheel. Or in the third of the 12 steps, I make a decision to turn over my will and life. The third step, of course, follows the second step, which says, we came to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. Let's say that together. We came to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. Is the universe a friendly place? We came to believe that the answer was yes. We came to believe that there is a power that wants the best for us at all times and in every situation. We came to believe that God feeds the ravens and clothes the lilies. Then maybe God, as we understand God, can even take care of us. Us. Not just us and our little personal dramas, although that too, but us, as in humanity. Us, as in the world burning itself down with climate change. Us, dying of COVID. Us, fearful of gun violence. Us, as in Jubilee, as it goes through its multiple and seemingly unending transitions. Us. All of us. I am, you anxious one. Don't you sense me ready to break into being at your touch? My murmurings surround you like shadowy wings. Can't you see me standing before you, cloaked in stillness? Hasn't my longing ripened in you? from the beginning, as fruit ripens on a branch. I am the dream you are dreaming. And when you want to waken, I am the wanting. I grow strong in the beauty you behold. And with the silence of the stars, I enfold your cities made by time. What if it's true? What if there is a power, a friendly power, a loving power, a power wanting to break into being if you would just reach out and touch? A power murmuring around us, ripening within us, dreaming through us, awakening us to the beauty that is here, that is ours, that is more true than all the ugliness the world can throw our way, or we can throw at each other. How might it change your reactiveness, your 2 a.m. worry fests, the way you make decisions, the way you talk to your family, the way you vote? What if it all works out? What if you could touch into a place of knowing that in some ultimate sense, maybe beyond our ability to intellectually reason it out, but within our ability to feel into it? What if everything is already okay? I am, you anxious one. Don't you sense me? Don't you sense me? Don't you sense me? Ready to break into being at your touch. Breathe deeply. I want to invite you into just a little moment of meditative chant to just sort of let that feeling sink in. And I'm going to teach you this chant as a call and response, and then the band's going to join in, and we're going to just sing it all together. So it's just a very simple chant by Karen Drucker. I breathe in, I breathe in, I breathe out, I breathe out, I take in, I take in, I give out, I give out, I let go, I let go, I let go, I let go, I release, and I know, I breathe in, I breathe out, I take in, I give out, all together. I let love, I let go, I let go, I release, and I know. Sing it a couple more times all together. I breathe in, I breathe out, I breathe out, now we're going to move into a time of offering. And I invite you just for a moment to take a moment in your heart. And if you've got a financial offering that you're going to make into the plate that, as it goes around, to hold that to your heart. And if you just are thinking about what it is you want to offer the world this week or your family this week, hold that to your heart. And just know that divine love is flowing through you, into you and out of you. Six words to send you out into your week. What if it all works out? Go with that blessing for yourself and for all the people you meet this week. Let's stand and sing ourselves out.
We are going, heaven knows where we are going. We'll go there, we will get there. Heaven knows how we will get there. We know we will. It may be hard, we know, and the road may be muddy and rough, but we'll get there. Heaven knows how we will get there. We know we will. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. I remember when I lost my mind. There was something so pleasant about that place. Even your emotions had an echo in so much space. Yeah. When you're out there without care, yeah, I was out of touch. But it wasn't because I didn't know love. I just knew too much. Does that make me crazy? Thank you.